Welcome to Savage Strategies. This is Annie Reed with AnnieReed.com. I am so excited that you joined me for another tidbit of information that will help you and your organization, ministry, or company succeed in 2024. We are so excited that you're analyzing your data. We know it's not exciting. We know it's very practical, but this information is vital to your nonprofit to make sure that you are succeeding. So if you did not listen to the two previous episodes, this is a little mini series, so to speak. So you definitely want to listen to it. And what we're doing is we're analyzing the data over the course of last year, current year, of course, and then previous years before to help us understand where you have either fallen in donations or growth and where you can increase, or if you're increasing, what you're doing right and how to continue to improve on that small change that has made you successful. So it doesn't matter where you are, we want to make sure that you understand exactly what has caused this change for you and your company. So yesterday we analyzed lapsed donors, and hopefully you understand how vital and important it is for you to maintain your current donors versus gaining new ones. It is so important for us to, to make sure that we are building as much of a relationship with those that have come into the organization or into the company, because it is so hard to get them in through the door on a regular basis. I work with a for-profit company right now, and their conversion rate is around 1.8. It is absolutely incredible. So that means out of every 10,000 people that come to their website, about 180 are purchasing. That's it, 180. Do you understand how important that is to build a relationship with 180 people? You understand out of 10,000, only 180 are purchasing. So if they step through that door, you roll out the red carpet. You love on them, you appreciate them, you make sure that they feel communicated, blessed, encouraged in every single way that you possibly can. So right now we're analyzing data, and the next thing I want you to consider are your reoccurring donors or reoccurring customers. And again, right in this little mini series, we're basically focusing on a new client that we onboarded, which is a ministry. So it applies to every single level, but I am referencing a ministry. If I say ministry, make sure that you understand you can put in nonprofit or for-profit customer. If I say donor, make sure that you're inputting the word customer. It functions the same way. So we're analyzing our reoccurring donors or customers in our organization. So I want you to pull a list of how many donors are reoccurring at this time, and how many of them have fallen off in the previous years. What does it look like? How does it compare? I'll give you another example. I work with another client who has a massive reoccurring donation list. However, their average reoccurring donation is $19. $19. And they are not hitting the mark on a monthly basis because their reoccurring donor is so minimal. So the very first thing that we did with this donor in particular that has such a huge database is we went ahead and changed the reoccurring donation option. We figured that by just increasing that reoccurring donation by $6 to $25, it would generate over 20% more revenue on a monthly basis for this organization. Technically a little bit more. So what we did is we took all of their reoccurring donation options, which at the time they had about 8, and we brought it down to 3. 3 options, which for this organization was 25, 50, and 75. That increases every single donation option by 20%, where before they had a $5, $10, $15, $25, $50. They had so many different options. However, it was still so minimal. Unfortunately, the way that it works is people typically do purchase or donate at the minimum. And it just happens. Very few people are going to go in with the mindset of, I'm giving $500 a month because that's what they're asking. No, you have to make sure that the minimum is truly the minimum that you can survive on. It's not about making it convenient for the donor. This is one of the rare times I'm going to say this. It's not about making it convenient for the donor, because if you're not around, how convenient is it? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that it is the bare minimum that you can actually survive on a monthly basis. In my opinion, your reoccurring donations should pay for everything. It should be the baseline of your expenses and of your operating costs. And then your one-time donations should be everything above and beyond that. That's where you get your profit. That's where you gain your increase. So I would recommend that you analyze your reoccurring donations. I want you to pull how many reoccurring donors you have, how many reoccurring donations that you have, what is your average reoccurring donation, and then I want you to pull all of your previous reoccurring donors. And I want to know why they fell off as a reoccurring donor. And I will tell you, 75% of you are going to say because your credit card expired. And what happened is you didn't call them to let them know that their credit card expired, and they didn't even think about calling you because their credit card expired. Because that's the last thing that they're changing all of their bills. Most of the time, us as nonprofits, as ministries, as companies, we're the last people on their mind. So that, I want you to consider that. Every time that a reoccurring donation is expiring, you better be able to pick up the phone. Pick up the phone a month before it expires, 2 months before it expires, and go ahead and get that recommitment. Get the new numbers, get the new CVV, and make sure that you have it in the system before it actually does. So pull your reoccurring donors, pull your reoccurring donations, analyze that data, find out why your reoccurring donors fell off, and understand how you can get them back. If your reoccurring donors had a donation that expired or their credit card that expired within the last year, I can guarantee you that there's still a 30 to 40% chance that you'll get them back into your database. You just have to pick up the phone and say so. You have to pick up and say, hey, Sally Sue, your donation, it expired with us in January of 2024. Seems like your credit card expired in December. We're so sorry for it. We didn't even realize it, but we'd love to have you as a donor. Would you consider donating $25 a month on a regular basis to us again? All we can do is ask, but I guarantee you 30 to 40% of them are going to say absolutely yes, especially if they answer the phone. So I want you to pick up the phone and I want you to call them. And then I want you to call me and visit my website at anniereed.com, because I know I can help you be successful at raising your donations, at raising your fundraising and marketing efforts, and of course at raising your sales. I hope that you have an amazing day. I'll see you at anniereed.com, and join me tomorrow for the next tip on the next data that we're going to analyze.